Hey Shay, this is Rock. I said doing a quick VoD review for you. I ended up having a free 20-30 minutes here, and so let's go over this Battlefield of Eternity that you sent me. So, similar to most VoD reviews that I do, I go through and review kind of what your guys' win condition is, what your plans are, and how do you win and what are you strong at. So you guys have chosen to be a race team. You effectively have the best racer in the game in Exterminator Rainer, so making sure that you guys actually race. Sometimes we pick race comps and then we never race. So if you look at the enemy's team, they are definitely what I would consider to be all-in or walling. They could also be a race comp, but Lunara's race doesn't pick up till a little bit later once you get the PvE on 4, and then also we don't get tons of race potential out of Bunker Blaze, and then Ming has good poke. So I would consider their composition to be more all-in. When I say all-in, it means that they're going to be playing off of Joanna shields, right? Like as they come in to get a kill, Joe shield is going to effectively be the thing that that gets a kill. So whether it happens or not, it's going to be all in on a 60-second cooldown of Joanna getting a good shield engage. So with you guys being so much so objective-based, you actually don't want to fight a lot. And so what's interesting is that, I'll just stop real quick because we've had a couple of cool engages I would like to talk about, but you guys are kind of in a weird spot where you have a Nubrak as a pick tank / all-in tank. He wants to blow somebody up in the duration of your stun combo. You can do that with a Tychus. Tychus can chunk the crap out of a frontliner. But you have 2 DPSs that are blindable by Joe. So even if you land the stun, land everything you're supposed to do, and you start shredding Joe, Joe can pop D and walk away, or blind pop D and engage. So you're going to have a hard time killing things, just because of your damage structure and your talents. You go Exterminator Rainer, you are playing for camps, you're playing for push, you're playing for the objective. So don't try and force a whole bunch of fights if you don't have to. And it's going to be weird because you already took a Nubarak. So if you instead had Joe as your wall tank, say it's like, or even Diablo as a wall tank, or Garrosh as a wall tank, it would be easier for you to play because you know that we're trying to play this way compared to having to play this tension of, oh, I see a kill, I'm going in, I want to kill this, and then your DPS throws everything at the kill target and potentially can't kill it because of the blinds, because of the lack of additional follow-up CC. As much as Medic can help, Medic's boop doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will be able to keep things in range of both of your quote-unquote medium to small range DPS, right? A Nubrak wants burst. Tychus brings burst, but it has to be level 4 bigger they are burst. So kind of with that in mind, I'll review some of these engagements that we've been doing too. But yeah, so overall, early game here, you guys have the advantage in wave clear. So it's like, which is definitely something that you've got. So then the question becomes, what do we do with our wave clear advantage? This Joe you can punish. Oh no! Okay. So we'll back up real quick. So I didn't know that you were going to dive the other target there. So kind of as we both are processing together here, why did I immediately say or look at this Joe can be punished? Right? So right here, Joe used D. Joe is only safe if she has her shield. If she uses her trait, punish her. Never ever let a Joe get away from you after the shield is down. So as soon as Joe popped D here, this should be, let's get Joe. And maybe you were looking for Joe, and the E angle was off, which it honestly is kind of hard to do a point-blank E. And so you ended up digging, and you went past the Joe, but you were like, you hit that Brightwing, and it feels like you're on the Brightwing, versus the rest of your team. Right now you have Tychus running away from the target that we could hit, and Rainer's hitting the target that we can hit, right? And now we're not getting a kill since we used both of our stuns there. So we split our damage really badly there. That was definitely a kill on Joe. I don't think we could kill Brightwing there, just because of the angle of attack and where they were. And so don't be afraid with your tiny arms to play front to back, especially if Joe is going to use their D that aggressively. Punish the Joe. So, yeah, we don't have tap, so we're going to need to get mana. So at 2 minutes, 15 seconds, most teams start running to get their camps, so feel free to use the timing as you need to. You guys truly have the stronger camps, right? You've got Jim Laner here with Exterminator. We backed and we found them there. We really don't want to fight them. So, yeah, okay. So, because everyone had to back, right, we couldn't really contest the bottom there. But it's good that you guys were able to at least start your camp. You guys have the ability to clear this pretty easily. Yep, as I say, you don't need everyone. You can probably just bring Tychus. So, okay, things are cleared. So lanes right now are neutral. Okay, you guys are the race comp. You need to be racing on time. If you are not on time, you will lose the race, right? You need to have Jimmy there as soon as possible. And you even took amateur opponent Artanis, right? Like, you guys need to be ready to race on time. So we get to the racing positions, and we are not first. Right? I can already see the damage being done, right? I'll cheat and use everyone vision. They were here first. Right? We need to prioritize this objective. If we are going to build an objective team, we have to be here. This Artanis rotation is way late. Artanis, I know, is not the only person that is your racer. You have Jimmy as your racer. But this camp, whether we were holding it, I didn't look. I'm not going to go back. But whether we were holding it or we were doing stuff, Jimmy and them need to be done to where Jimmy is standing right here, ready to hit it. And so one of the weaknesses of our comp, again, is that we are all AA focused. And so Joe is able to, effectively get a lot of those. Wow, why is it not following your camera? Joe is able to, slow down our burn because of those blinds. So, and Anubarak just can't do it the same. As much as Anubarak can try and slow things down, Anubarak just can't do the same as what Joe can do. So, they won the first race, which arguably they should never beat you in a full race. Right? I understand Joe is, harassing you and stopping you, but you guys should not lose that race. So, next time, get to the race on time. Even if you have to lose some of your structure. Right? Your win condition is winning through the race. That's the best way you're going to win. So you can't give up free immortal damage. So, Artanis is probably dead. That's a decent swap. Medic's in range. Oh my gosh. Okay, we made it. Alright, we all lived. Okay, so now we need to defend. One of the tricks to defending, I don't know if you recall this, J-Tran, but you want to buff your minions to help them siege the objective. So you need to make sure you're saving your... Nope, you did it wrong. You need to save your W for the minions. Okay? Because that is hopefully it'll be back up in time and it won't matter, and you've got your wave timings down. Ended up kind of not mattering because obviously Joe is in your face right now. But this is when you want to empower. You want to empower the minions because the minions will do more damage to the Immortal and it will help defend versus the Immortal. So, yeah, that's something just always remember. If you're on the defense, one of the reasons Jimmy's so good on this map is because you're able to support and buff your minions on top of what you're doing. So, why is this still not locking onto Anubarak? This is annoying. There we go. Okay. So we defended, we lost the wall. Honestly, not bad. We're doing fine. We definitely want to make sure we watch to make sure they're not doing the camp. They're not doing the camp. We're deciding to do it. We decided to do the camp when we had no vision of them. That is potentially a problem. Looks like we're going to be okay. We have to give the camp. Yeah. So, calling we should do the camp. I agree. You guys do the camp really fast with Jimmy. Doing the camp without vision of where they are is dangerous. So if you guys were like, hey, we want to do the camp, right? We need to be scouting here and here before we jump in there. So it's or as soon as you see someone's here, the E needs to be out. Let's quickly look. Did you have E out? So we are starting to check the bush, right? So we're doing the right thing. Okay, guys, let's look at the camp. So we dropped off our beetles. The beetles are tanking. As soon as you run into Joe here, this needs to be E out. You need to call the team off the camp. You cannot do this camp if it's a full 4v4 because they have team fight. We have minion damage, right? And Tychus is not bigger they are, so we're not able to burst anything. So we really need to make sure that we're not taking a fight. We can take this camp if it's free. It's not free, we need to walk away. So once again, you're here thinking, okay, you know, how many are here? Can I stall? You now see there's 4 of them here. This needs to be E out. And you get polymorph before you could E out. And so you've lost more than half your health. And then you're trying to fight for the point, which, don't get me wrong, people are low, right? And this is part of that problem of having effectively double AA and not having a real burst finisher, because Bowser King here is going to get away because we don't have any burst. Jaws saves Jatron somehow. We need to change that beam faster to Nubrak, but that's okay. So we overstayed for that camp. That really wasn't, you know, something that we need to fight for. It's really hard when you draft a composition that's not meant to team fight, and you've got, you know, effectively a tank that wants to pick and fight, right? Like, you want to go in, you want to get kills, and your DPS structure doesn't necessarily support that, especially when they get blinded so much. Like, that we could have punished. So again, if you're playing into a Joe, you've got tiny arms on your team, look for front-to-back engages. Joe's popped her D. This should be alarm bells. Someone on the team needs to say, Joe, use D. Anytime you play against a Joe, your side or their side. Joe, use D. So that way, you can look at it and say, oh, Joe used the D? Can we attack this? Can we get Joe? Joe's taking tower damage. Because if you dug right here, right, you would be stunning Joe in the tower and in range of all of your DPS. This is a dead Joe. Right? This building's probably dead no matter what. But at least you get a Joe. Again, we're diving for the back line. Look at your damage structure. Your damage structure can't reach those. I agree, these are the squishy targets. These are the ones we normally want to blow up. But, like, your teammates can't help you with that. We're trying to fight and engage still. We're slowing things down. That's actually a good job eating the orb there with your magic armor. Okay, objective's up in 5 seconds. Again, we need to be there on time. So Jimmy needs to be on that Immortal on time. Artanis needs to be up at the Immortal on time. Right? You're not going to hit a key interval. There's not like 10s or something where Artanis needs to soak before he can come. You guys are an objective comp. Win the objective. Don't chase for the kill. Don't chase for the kill. See, this is... See, if we had another DPS, we probably could do this. So this time again, we are jumping on Joe, though, at least when she used her D. Right? So I'm not sure we needed to send Tychus down here to get a kill on this. Like, maybe he's overextended. I'm not sure what was called in comms, but, you know, the Immortal's up, so I would imagine we want to race, being the race comp. But yeah, so when Joe does come in here, right, Joe did get the blind, which is fine. We did try and stun the Joe, we missed. Oh, we chased before Joe even used D. Nope, we should not even be here. You guys need to be racing until Joe pops D. As soon as Joe pops D, that's when we can start looking for the kill. But Joe's already done her job. She's pulled all of the DPS off of the objective, right? If you know Joe is going to do that to you, spread out. Artanis can be this side. You know, it's like Jimmy can be this side, and Tychus can be this side. Right? Tychus and Artanis should be the ones closest out. Artanis being melee. Right? Tychus being your giant killer. Right? Those should be the furthest out, along with a Nubrak, to make sure that he doesn't get free reign into our poke. Right? You guys didn't hit it very long, and you got almost 20%. Okay, unfortunately it's on switch sides now. So this is one of those things where we're the race comp, right? We don't have poke, right? The best poke we have is grenade. So now that they switch sides, we're kind of forced to make a choice. Can we kill something front to back? If we can, let's do it. If we can't, we need to change it up. Is there a reason why we fought down here? Like, okay, I agree. I see here this person appears to be out of position, right? But we don't have burst. This is the right play if you have a Jaina, a KT, something where you land both your stuns, that's a kill. You land both your stuns, this guy's not dead. Like, look where your DPS is. So I like the idea that this person crossed the halfway line, let's look. But if you're defending, right, like you have to defend your Immortal because you're losing, fight near the Immortal. Right? You see Ming's over here shooting at your Immortal. If a noob's postured here, Artanis is postured here or here, right, and the DPS are ready, we maybe can make something work with the Immortal. Maybe we can get a swap into an Immortal stun, and then that will be how we get things moving. But like fighting nowhere near the Immortal, right, doesn't really benefit us much. Yeah, and then once Artanis is in, Artanis is just dead. That's just Artanis things. So, yeah. So, we lose that Immortal. And then we're losing the race to 10s, but that's okay. We can defend. So, okay. They didn't use their Joe used shield there. Bunker's out, so Artanis swapped to get a swap up there to get a bunker out. That's a good stun. Oh, where's the second one? Did we not have mana for that second stun? So we came to this fight with half mana. So, potentially, instead of looking for a fight here in the middle of the lane when they have 10s, I would have went and got mana. Like, as soon as we knew this fight's over, just TP home and get mana. Because there's no way that we're going to be able to fight without 10s, and we're just trying to slow it down. So, shield missed. If shield lands, like, we're even more screwed. Because I think we get away here with, like, no health. If shield actually landed, that's probably a dead Jimmy. You are short 20 mana. 20 mana. That is 100% a kill on Joe. 20 mana. As a terrible mana management person on a new Barak, I know how this feels. Take the time, get your mana. So, okay. They should still get this building. We have no mana, we have no resources. We just need to not die. You slowed it down as much as we could. Inspire the minions. Inspire the minions. So make sure you're inspiring those minions. That's the whole reason you took the level 1. So we finally get mana. We're getting back. Wave's dead. Okay, 10 versus 10s. You know, not the end of the world. It's kind of what happens when we take team fights instead of the objective. So we need to watch out where they are. They could be on our camp. They're not there. Good check. We'll speed up. You shouldn't check like that. As much as you want to check that, don't use your escape as your check. Because then you won't have your escape. What happens if you checked and they were there? Now you're stuck. So don't use your escape as your check. Have someone else on your team check if you're that worried about it. Okay, Jimmy was able to sneak the camp top, it looks like. Maybe it wasn't a sneak. Boy. Okay. Let's quickly look at that. Okay, so we correctly assessed that we didn't need everyone to do this camp, which is good. Now, can we ever get out, though? I don't think there's a way ever that we get out of there, unfortunately. So, if we want to do this play, maybe we have a new Brack go up there with Artanis instead. So that way you have someone that can provide vision and get out. Artanis can't get out. So we blew stuff to try and make a play happen afterwards. There's no kills here. So we live. Okay. So we blew a bunch of our ults, and we don't have any kill. Oh, that Blaze actually dug in pretty deep. There you go. Hey! You punished them for overstaying. Well done. Okay, we're buffing these minions. Objective's up in 10 seconds. We want to be ready to race. I want to see everyone on the race. Artanis does have to clear this. You will lose a keep if you don't. So I understand Artanis being here, but everybody else, while you're up a player, let's race. This is our race to win. I do not like this. No, 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 no. You see 3 of them top. You don't need the laser to secure this. Right? You need the laser maybe on the next one, because the next one might be on their side. Then you will need the laser. You don't need the laser here. Speeding this up doesn't help you, because Joanna's already dead and everyone's top. You speeding this up means that Artanis can never join you, right? Like, Artanis is leaving the camp that he actually probably... Well, it's pretty much dead now. But, like, Artanis is leaving the camp that he should be clearing to try and help you race when you already won the race. Artanis is amateur opponent here, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. It actually was favorable. It was favorable. So now we could have put laser here, right? And then had vision and race. Because now Joe's trying to fight us again. Okay. So, and now we all end for the thing. Okay, let's quickly back up. Okay. A little bit more. Alright. Okay, yeah, you win the first half. Let's go. Okay. So right here. We need to protect our racers. Right? We want to race. Okay. Wide open zone. This is where a new Brack needs to be. If our racers are going to be here, we need to protect our racers. Okay, so our racers are no longer racing, they got blinded. Okay, a new Brack is over here trying to zone. Right? You can zone, that's fine. I'd rather you be doing it here. Right? Artanis is also trying to zone. Artanis should be racing, because Artanis took Armature opponent. Like, we shouldn't be looking for this. This is like we just used swapped and all of our buttons to try and get a kill. We're fighting on 2 fronts. Play to your team's strengths. You will outrace them every single time. Play to your strength. Don't force fights. You have no heals over here, no support over here. We now have no support for our backline, and Joe is sitting here freely walking at our backline and getting people stunned in immortal circles and crap. Right? And by the time we do come back to start racing, now we're sub 50% health. Right? And, like, now we're not able to race because we're so chunked. Okay. So we win the Immortal. They didn't lose a single player, so they're going to come and backdoor your building because they're up a player. That's a great shot call from whoever on their team made that shot call. So they get the building and then they back up. Oh, they overextended. Probably not the end of the world. I would have come back sooner to answer this because it's a fully shielded Immortal. But, okay. We're not really going to be able to support that, so we need to find the next best thing. So it looks like the next best thing we're looking at is that top camp, or dry pushing. We're dry pushing. Okay. Let me see what time the thing was committed. Okay, Immortal's dead. So, I'm okay with let's take the wall. I'm okay with push out lanes, but there's no reason to use Hyperion here. Well, I guess sorry. You can even use Hyperion here just to secure the wall, because you're probably not going to use Hyperion for the next minute or 90 seconds. So if you want to use Hyperion here to secure the building, to secure the wall, that's fine. We can't all in on this building here, right? They have all their ults up. Let's say it's like we don't want to take a team fight. We want to hit buildings and hit the Immortal. Like, I would agree with Tychus. I want this camp, right? I'm okay if you drop Hyperion and then everyone runs up here and does the camp. Because, like, Shay can't cover both. Shay can't cover here and potentially here. That's good peel. Okay, we got the camp, and we didn't get punished for it. That's, I don't know. That seems very risky to me to stay so long here. If they had, like, a Blessed Shield and everyone ready, you potentially could be punished there for staying that long. Oh, and here comes the punishment. So, we're trying to fight, even though they use Blessed Shield. We're trying. Killing people as they come out of the bunker. Oh man, our target focus is all over the place. Okay, let's look at that fight real quick. You actually have a very good chance of winning this fight here. So remember how I said their team is all in? They get a kill once they've thrown all their buttons. So they've threw Blessed Shield. Right? So they throw Blessed Shield here and don't get a kill. So hypothetically, outside of being blinded here from Artanis, oh no, we blinded them. Outside of being blind from Joe here, right? We have buttons. We can fight. We have Cocoon. We have Stim. We can fight. Right? So, in this position, if you're like, hey, they used all their buttons, let's go back in, or Artanis is like, I can't get out, let's go back in, let's do it. So if we're going back in, who should we be hitting? We have not seen Joe use D. If Joe has used D, get that Joe. If we haven't seen it, how do we take a numbered even fight? Hit what's in front of us. If I'm a noob, I'm digging in, looking at this pile, I'm cocooning Ming. And you did, right? Just barely off. Okay, so Ming's now out of the fight. Okay. Can we kill one of these two players? Again, Joe hasn't used D. He probably has bunker. It's a good stun. We just don't have it. Right? So, as a team, being able to call what target we want. Because as much as we pounded and pounded into those two guys, they didn't die. So if we knew that these two were probably unkillable, couldn't we have gotten Ming instead? Like, Ming was sitting here in a cocoon. Right? We could look at getting Ming, right? We get a Nubarak combo onto Ming. Ming won't be able to cast Blink, and then Ming just gets blown up. Compared to trying to hit our two chunky people with no burst. So then, obviously Artanis is hitting anything Artanis can to keep shields up. Anub is trying to stop the team from taking damage from Ming, so it's hitting Ming things. But we have no stuns now for the pile. Right? All three of them just came out of the bunker for free. It's super chaotic, I know. But, like, you gotta try and focus fire what we want to do. Are we killing the bunker? Are we killing the Ming? Are we killing the Brightwing? We gotta try and focus fire. Bowser King has no health. And I think that's pretty much all we get. Oh, no, you get Jagger Ball. Nice. Alright. So, as soon as we get a kill, I love that the first thing that should be in your head is, can we continue? Do we have resources? What can we do? You have a full wave and minions here. You should definitely get this building. What is our threat? The threat is Ming. So we need to not get killed by Ming. Alright. We got our building. Great job. Okay. What else can we do? Right? You've got 20 seconds. What else can we do? Can we continue to siege? Yes, we can. Should we siege into Ming? Probably not. Ming is one of the few heroes that effectively gives your defense +1 heroes. It's just how it works. Ming gets tons of resets, tons of things thrown, whether it be glow build or not. Ming has lots of anti-siege poke damage that is hard to live through. So after this building, the question becomes, what do we do? we need XP. We're down a whole level. So if we can quickly find a kill, right, off of like a swap or something, let's do it. If a swap attempt misses, or a stun attempt misses here, I think we run straight at their camp, or we run straight to the bottom building / bottom camp. Their camp might be risky just because we have low resources, but we can burn camps because we have Jimmy. So I would be looking, after this building dies, either here, here, or here, right? Because we need to even up the map, and we also need to get XP. This gets us XP, this gets us XP, this gets us XP. There's a huge wave here of XP, right? We need to get 16s. So, and now that all goes out the window because the Immortal just is spawning. Okay, so now we have 20 seconds to balance the map, get healthy, get in racing positions. The Immortal just spawned. So now you probably need to send a Nubrak and Artanis home, like get mana full health reset, and Tychus reset. All three of you need to go home, and J-Trindra and Jaws need to come down here and start clearing this. And hopefully, by the time everyone reses and resets, we can be here in 20 seconds. Yeah. Okay. We have our kill, right? This team is all in on a Joe shield. Okay, we called this camp. Okay, Anubrak, how do you help win this camp? The answer is I don't. Okay, so if you don't help with the camp, you need to be up here. Like you found vision for them? Great. Now you need to make sure that they can do it safely. This line of engage is very dangerous. Jimmy shouldn't be on the point. So we know that they can come from this angle, right? So we want to be fanned out. We want to pick a side. I would pick this side because it's easier to retreat from. But pick a side. The DPS need to be in a position to where we can attack and get out. On the point here is not where you want to be. Right? Because you're not the person that should be capping that. That's Nubarak or Artanis' job. Right? Yes, you have a knockback, so that can help secure the cap if someone steps up. But, like, you shouldn't be the main person on the camp, especially if a Nubarak's here. Because now you effectively just got hit for collateral damage. Right? Everything got thrown at you because you happen to be standing there. Yeah. But again, I don't think we should have been there at all. I said as soon as the Immortal spawned, that's when our team, like, we need to be able to change priorities. Oh, 20 seconds. We have to stop. Because our team wins through the Immortal, not through team fights, not through a camp. So, unfortunately, that might be it. They could probably go core. I don't know if they will. What are they doing? Nope, they're running the Immortal. Yeah, that's probably safer. So they took your camp and did Immortal. Yeah, because then you have to do homework on both. Yeah, you probably don't want to fight at the Immortal, like because you've got so much homework to do and you want to save core damage. I could see a Hail Mary play here too if you wanted to try and fight here, but I think clearing and getting that ready and just getting ready to defend at home is probably safest. Oh. They actually use shield there. Okay, so they're doing the strategy of you have to pick between core and the thing, so, yep. Is there a reason, like, why after they use shield we didn't just leave? So it is through shield here. Looks like Shay called in. Yeah, Yeah, it feels like we forced that fight when we didn't have to. Like, I understand the panic of, like, holy crap, they're jumping on us, we need to throw our ults and stuff, but, like, I don't think we need to force there. Yeah. And so that'll be game. Alright. I think that's the short and sweet for me. Play for your win condition. Potentially swap up tank picks if you're trying to play more of a wall zoning thing. If you're playing for picks, make sure you bring burst damage with your Nubarak, because bigger they are, Tychus wasn't chosen. And if you guys are going to win on the race, be at the race on time. Hit things with your race, because once you get behind, even if you win the Immortal, you might still lose. So that was Rock. I guess I can quickly look at talents. I gotta go, but let's see if there's anything super bad stand out. Full Beetle build into Luna Ming. Okay, I approve. AA's. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. I like blade damage here if you're going to be the wave clear person. But, alright, that's Rock. Have a good one.